Hi, welcome to the Simple Logistics channel. Today I would like to discuss with you some news about air transport. Last week, Airbus introduced its ZeroE program, which is a plan to introduce fueled aircraft for passengers and cargo, especially in Europe. So there is a concerted effort in Europe to reduce the carbon footprint of flights. Air companies, regulators, and aircraft manufacturers are all working together. And Airbus thinks that liquid hydrogen is the best alternative for air transport in the near future in order to reduce the carbon footprint of flying and reduce costs and maintain all things that we take for granted in air flight, like safety, speed, and everything. What I think is good about these alternative or this plan is that Airbus is not doing something that is completely new. It's not a technological breakthrough or something that's insanely difficult to do. So to give you an example, in 1989, the former Soviet Union built a prototype made by Tupolev. It's the Tu-155, and the Tu-155 was fueled by liquid hydrogen. So it's nothing completely new, revolutionary. Actually, using hydrogen fuel is something that is not a big change for aviation in general. So you maintain the current supply chain, all these fuel suppliers. Today they make aviation fuel out of petrol, out of oil, and now they can do it out of seawater. All you need is seawater and electric energy. You can do electrolysis and produce hydrogen. Then you put it under pressure, cool it down, and you have liquid hydrogen. So these energy companies like BP, Shell, and these giant energy companies, they are not out of business. They will have to slightly adjust their production, but the distribution is pretty much the same. It uses the same containers. Of course, hydrogen is under pressure. Liquid hydrogen is under pressure. It's really cold, so probably they will have to build new tanks. But everything else is the same. The process for distributing the fuel is really the same. These companies are not out of business. You don't have to make massive changes in the airports. You don't change the engine manufacturers for the aircraft. So GE, Pratt & Whitney, Rolls-Royce, all these guys, they can adapt their engines to burn hydrogen instead of kerosene. It's not a massive leap, but I think it's a good change if done right. If you use electrolysis and you use renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and they produce a lot of excess energy in some portion of the day. So if you have a lot of renewable manufacturing or renewable power plants installed, at some point in the day, at some times in the day, you're going to produce excess energy. So if we use this excess energy to make electrolysis and produce hydrogen, then you're producing hydrogen the most environmentally friendly way, and it's completely clean. When it burns, it will recombine with the oxygen and becomes water. So you do not have CO2 in the exhaust, you don't have methane, you don't have sulfur, nothing. It's a completely clean fuel. So I think it's the best option for large aircraft, large cargo aircraft, large passenger aircraft in the near future is hydrogen. For smaller aircraft, these kind of aircraft for training, acrobatic, even some executive type aircraft, I think the best bet for the near future is electric motors. This one is an electric aircraft produced in Brazil. It's a prototype. It has flown a few times. These days, because of battery limitations, the autonomy is not very good, but it's mature enough so we can use it, for example, for pilot training. And you see pretty much everywhere in every country, small manufacturers starting to produce small aircraft with batteries and with electric motors. So I think this is the way forward for light aviation, these small kind of aircraft. I think this is probably what they are going to be in the near future. These even earlier than the hydrogen. Airbus is working with the 2035 time frame to introduce their liquid hydrogen powered aircraft. These aircrafts are available today. These small electric aircraft are already on the market, some of them, and we are going to see a lot more introduced in these next few years. So I think this will dominate the market for small aircraft. And related aviation news, while Airbus is working on future aircraft, hydrogen, and these brand new bold plans, Boeing is working on fixing the 737 MAX, and it seems it's close to introducing the 737 MAX to flight again, to probably resume flying in November, which is good news for everybody. There were a lot of 737 MAX aircraft sitting around in airports all over the world. So it's good to hear that they will be able to fly again when there is demand also. I don't know when I'll fly a 737 MAX, but I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward even more to the hydrogen-powered aircraft of the future. I would love to fly all electric or all hydrogen and have zero carbon footprint, zero environmental impact. I think this is indeed a really good thing that we should be working towards too. Okay, this were the news that I wanted to share with you today. Please stick around, come back for newer videos in the next few days. Okay, thank you, bye.